What is up, Hermes? This is K-Pop Hermit here, back with another video. Sorry I've been gone for so long. I've got a lot of things going on in my life. So yeah, and I wasn't planning on making a video, but once I saw what was going on with Jay freaking Park, I had to do something because it was just too much. So I'm not even gonna waste time. I'm gonna keep this intro freaking short because I got lots to say. So buckle up, Hermes. This is another segment of K-Pop Hermit spills that damn tea, even though I don't have tea. Let's get into this. So okay, this whole controversy started not even with Jay Park, but with this guy named Avatar Darko, who is a white rapper. Maybe I shouldn't say white rapper, I should say rapper, but I guess his race matters in this. I usually wouldn't say he's a white rapper, black rapper, or anything, but this is important. And so he posted a picture of himself on Instagram, and he was talking about himself and how he's been through a lot, but that wasn't even like the problem. The problem was that people were having was that he had dreads. And so people were like upset. They're like, this is cultural appropriation. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't make your hair like that, you know. And so this guy didn't even say anything back to these people. So I am editing right now, and it turns out that Avatar Darko did have a response to people that were telling him that it was cultural appropriation and everything. And because of his rude ass response, you know, there's no excuse for him, and he has the victim mentality during all this, and I just don't condone that. But I'm not gonna get into it because this is about what Jay Park said. This is mainly about Jay Park, but Avatar Darko was absolutely wrong, and he's a dumbass. And the fact that he even made fun of black people saying, and then said that he respected them, is just bogus. Anyway, let's get back to the video, shall we? And then Jay freaking Park sticks his nose into it, okay? He sticks his damn nose into it, and he says, according to his hairstyle, quote, like every time I twist my hair into spikes with gel, y'all say the same shit because y'all think it's like dreads. To be honest, getting pretty ridiculous. I can't style my hair. Then he said, yo, feeling somebody's music is personal opinion, but hating on somebody because of their hairstyle, I'm sorry, but that ain't it. Jay Park and Avatar Darko never disrespect the culture and always give back. That's like saying non-Asian person shouldn't use Korean words and shouldn't listen to K-pop because they didn't go through all the suffering Korean people went through. If you don't know, look the shit up. It's 2019, and every culture, every ethnicity influences each other. And as long as we're not disrespecting each other, it's all love and nothing else. If I sound like a dumbass because of this comment, I guess I'm a dumbass. He is. And then he continues. He says, so it's okay for non-Asian people to use the word oppa and selka and mukbang, but have never lived in Korea and don't even know the culture. Is that cultural appropriation, or is it just showing love and being interested or passionate about something? Please educate me, please. And then he ended it off with, let's not argue over dumb shit. There are real problems out there much more serious than how you wear your hair. If you want to focus on something, go focus on that. We're just trying to put on for the city and our people while doing what we love. If you don't like it, that's cool. Much love to the fans. So let's start from the beginning, shall we, with the hairstyle. See, I don't necessarily personally have any animosity towards people who style their hair in dreads. I don't mind. But the thing is that I see how everybody's upset, and I can also attest that I'm a little pissed off because black people get persecuted for having that type of dreaded hair. You see, people are fired, people are kicked out of school. There was a wrestler who had dreads, and they wouldn't let him wrestle unless he cut off his dreads mid-match, and he actually cut his hair. Like, we're persecuted, and we're seen as ghetto or nasty, or, you know, dirty, or we smoke weed all the time with that type of hairstyle. But then when another race does it, oh, it's fashion, it's amazing, you know, oh my god. Like, you know, an example that's not dreads, but it's still clear, are cornrows. Black people have been doing cornrows forever, okay? And then we're seen as ghetto, as, you know, all those derogatory things. And then Kim Kardashian comes up with boxer braids, and everybody's like, oh my god, it's so vintage, it's so, oh my god, it's everything, oh my god. And then it's high fashion, and we're like, we've been doing this forever. This is not yours. You know, I understand why people get upset about that, because we're getting persecuted, and then they're seen as high fashion. Like with Zendaya. When Zendaya had her dreads, they kind of look like mine, but mine are not dreads. There's a picture. This lady, this ignorant ass white lady, said like, oh, she looks like she smells of some type of oil and smokes weed. But then when white people have, or not necessarily white people, but people of other race have that same type of hairstyle, oh, it's a style, it's everything, it's high fashion. I can see why people are upset, you know. And the thing is that let's go to the history of black hair. Now, this girl named Zion on Twitter, she did this beautiful post about what our hair means to us and how it's not just hair. So I can read you a little bit, but you can go to her post and read it fully. She said that hair braiding began in Africa. Its origin can be traced back to ancient Egypt. They are part of African culture. They are part of black culture, and braids have also been used as maps by slaves to escape plantations. Braids are now protective hairstyles and a form of self-expression for black people. However, we are oppressed for them, and non-blacks are praised. Whenever black people wear braids, cornrows, like I already said this, but whenever a white person, non-black person wears it, they're stylish, cool. This is where cultural appropriation comes into the conversation. It is an adoption of elements of a culture by people of another culture. And so many white and non-black celebrities have used braids as well as other pieces of black culture to make profit and benefit themselves, to fit their mold, and to change the meaning. White people have argued that black women should not wear weave and have blonde hair if they cannot wear out hairstyles, which is invalid. Weave doesn't come from white people, it comes from people of color, Indians, Malaysians, Brazilians. And blonde hair isn't exclusively to white people, it's most common in white people, but they do not genetically own it. Black hairstyles were also created to support our hair textures, and black hairstyles on a non-black person's hair could make them go bald. Not hair. Black people are literally oppressed and humiliated for wearing the hairstyles we created, you know? And you can read more in depth to it on her Twitter. I will link it in the description below. But that's the basics of it. And then let's go into the definition of cultural appropriation. The Oxford Dictionary says, from my notes, the unacknowledged or inappropriate adoptions of customs, practices, and ideas of another and typically more dominant people or society. Adopting something from another culture that is not their own. Okay? That's what it means. So this is a form of cultural appropriation. It is. So let's get into what Jay Park said. Let's break it down, people, shall we? Let's break it down. So, number one, what he said. Well, in my notes, clearly I put he is a dumbass. I just wrote that down. He is a dumbass. There's no argument. He's a dumbass. That's the end of the video, everybody. Hope you like it. All my people in the ride. No, I'm just kidding. So let's start with the first comment he said. Like every time I twist my hair into spikes or gel, that comment, well, I mean, You can style your hair however you want, but leave black people out of it, will ya? Thanks. Number 2, the hating on somebody's hairstyle and how listening to K-pop must be the same as cultural appropriation. Okay, so listening to K-pop is not the same as cultural appropriation. That argument is stupid and invalid. If it is, then him listening to rap music and saying black slang words and dressing like he's in a hip-hop music video is appropriation then, I guess. Then that must be it. But this is appreciation, not appropriation. That there's a way to appreciate it. Appropriation is being insensitive and distorting it to fit your mold and changing the meaning behind it. Appreciate, you learn from it and not distort it. You take it on face value. You do an homage to it, and not be ignorant towards it and find the deeper meaning of it, so that's the difference. He should be socially conscious and not defensive and putting his own meaning behind black people hair. He's like, it's not a big deal, it's just hair. No, that is distorting the meaning. It's not just hair, honey. It's not just hair. And I also put down, he's being selective in what he sees. Black people are a very marginalized group. He's depreciative. There's more to us than our hair and our music. He's only taking us by our hair and music. He's not taking us by our issues. Like, how the world, they're into hip-hop, they like da-da-da, but then when black people have actual issues, they don't give a shit and just turn the other way, or they are ignorant and say stupid shit, So, yeah, we're more than our hair and our music, honey, and you should be socially conscious if you're a fan of hip-hop and all that, not socially ignorant. Okay. And the next comment, when he compared food to a cultural appropriation, I just put down that is totally wrong, just wrong, honey. Hunty, you do not make that comparison. Don't compare the black struggle of being slaves for 300 years to food. That's stupid shit. No. Alright. And then his comment on let's not argue over dumb shit. This is not dumb shit, okay? Black people being criticized, fired, kicked out of school, or denied access to things because of their hair is not dumb shit. Other races wearing black hairstyles and being praised for it is not fair to those. I just mentioned about black hairstyles have so much meaning behind it, and the fact that he discredits it and he discredits our struggle is just very ignorant, okay? And then that wasn't even all of it. You see, after he did all that and black Instagram came after him, he deleted everything and pretended it never happened. And he's kind of like being a coward at this point. He's like, oh, people are getting upset, let me just delete this and pretend it never happened. Also, there was no apology. After his Instagram post, he did not do a separate thing and say, hey guys, I'm sorry, that wasn't right. No, he just deleted it. That was it. He was defensive and he didn't admit that he might be wrong. And he didn't listen. He let his big ass ego get to him. And the next thing is that he's sorely uneducated. Him surrounding himself by black people and having black friends and being at a black-owned music label, that doesn't mean he can't say ignorant shit about black people. He can't get away with it. He doesn't have the black card, honey. He doesn't. He doesn't have a black card. He is not the Asian prince of black people. Alright? So saying that, oh, he has black friends, he can't be racist or say ignorant shit, that is wrong. That argument is just wrong. No, honey. Like, that's like saying, if Donald Trump says something racist about black people, and then people were like, that's racist, and he's like, well, no, it's not racist, it's fine, because I talk like that to my black friends all the time. I have black friends, I like black people, so, that that automatically equates it to being fine. No. No. If you think that way, that's not correct, honey. You need to educate yourself. The second thing is, well, not the second thing, but like the other thing. What I saw a lot of on Twitter and Instagram on his posts was people were being racist towards him. They were calling him racial slurs. They were making fun of him. You know, racism doesn't beat racism. Even though he said something so ignorant and stupid, that doesn't mean that you go at it and be like, well, I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine and say some ignorant shit to you. No, that doesn't solve anything, people. So don't do that. Like, hate doesn't solve anything, but education does solve something. This isn't even the end of the story. Let's talk about what he said on Twitter. There's more to this. Not just Instagram, it went over to Twitter, and he has a Twitter. And so this ignorant ass man said, I probably have the most let me do a typical man voice. I probably have the most diversity and around me more than anyone else in the Korean music industry, and it's not just to look cool. I've been the most vocal in certain social issues, as well as made it very clear where I stand. He said that he has the most diversity in the Korean music industry. Honey, don't kid yourself. I'm sorry. That just is hilarious to me that he thinks I am the most diverse. Like, what? Where is his ego at? He need to dial it back a bit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's continue. Sorry. And then he started explaining how he was discriminated against, and everything, and that kind of doesn't mean anything to this argument. And you know, I would think that as a minority himself, that he would understand to the extent how it feels to be a minority and how, you know, not to say ignorant things and say mean things about other races, but no, he just doesn't get it, you know. And then he also said something about him, hold on, I have to find it. He said, no more explaining myself, I'm just too damn nice. If he was so damn nice, he wouldn't have said nothing, boo-boo. He wouldn't have said nothing, okay? He would have just kept his damn mouth shut. So, this is the last part. It's the home stretch. We're going to the apologies. What apologies were made. So, after the controversy, Avatar, Darko, and Jay Park's apologies were very different. My friend Dante, who helped me with my whole script and outlining with talking about this issue, and my friend Styx, but Dante talked to Avatar Darko. She DM'd him and basically explained to him why it was wrong, all of those things, and he basically realized that he was wrong. And you know, he owned up to his mistakes. He said he was sorry. He didn't give an excuse. He didn't say, oh, well, because of this, I didn't know, or no. He just said, I'm sorry. I'm not forgiving him like I thought I would. I didn't see what he just said, so now that I see it, screw him. On to the video. But Jay, this ignorant ass fool, on the other hand, thinks he is the Asian prince of black people, like I said. And he let his ego get the better of him, and he went on the defense instead of listening to others and learning from his mistakes. It took him so much for him to finally say, oh, I'm sorry. Okay? Yes. And this script really is 3 pages. He said ignorant things about women before. He has let his ego get the better of him, saying sexist things, and said he messed up, He also said messed up things about his own country. Like let me read you his apology. He said, if I effed up, if I crossed the line, I sincerely apologize. I can see where a lot of people would be offended. Stop playing, though. Y'all know Jay Park loves you. I'm sorry, I effed up. I don't believe that bullshit. I don't believe that one bit. I don't believe that bullshit. Because he's only apologizing now because he realizes that, oh, this could ruin my career. And I just don't accept his apology. I feel like he hasn't learned anything. He only apologized to save his ass once this all blew up and it trended on Twitter. And I'm just overall very disappointed in him as a person because I didn't necessarily listen to his music. You know, it's just not my taste in music, but I didn't mind him as an artist. I didn't mind him as a person. Well, now I do. Saying some ignorant ass shit. So my friend sent me a quote that she wanted to say to Jake Park, Dante, and she said, there's a great difference between knowing and understanding. You can know a lot about something and not really understand it, which is the case right here. And so, I want to leave you guys off with remembering this. A Maya Angelou quote. She said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Whew. I really went through all that, didn't I? Oh my. So, that was the end of the video. Tell me if I missed something in the comments below. Tell me if you disagree with me. I tried to give all the information that I could, all the facts that I could find about this. So, I hope that I covered everything. So, if you guys like this video, please subscribe, comment below, and leave a like. Tell me if you'll still stand Jay Park or you won't. I won't judge you if you do, but I mean, I'm just not. And so, also I want to say thank you to my group chat, the Sue Squad. We mainly talk about BTS there. That's what it was made for, but we also talk about other K-pop happenings, like what this happened. I want to thank the leader of the group, VO, my girl. I love you, and thank you for telling me about the things that Jay Park has said towards women. She informed me on that as well. Dante, that helped me. She basically wrote a dissertation about this. No, but Dante helped so much with her input in DMing Avatar Darko. She also DM'd Jay Park, but she doesn't know if he saw it or not. And then my friend Styx, who helped me proofread and see if I missed anything, or, you know, just that support of that group alone. And I love you guys so much. If there's any other tea to spill, let me know, Hermes, and I'll see y'all guys later. Bye! Yeah!
All my people in the rock, all my people in the side, singing loud.